my side, guys, I'm coming off a pretty huge cold, loss of voice, a couple of days in bed type thing, so I'm going to try and make up for it this week with an extra couple of videos. So while the markets are shut over the weekend, I decided it would be a worthy cause to maybe make a video higher, longer term, maybe higher level, what's going to happen throughout the course of the week, and just sitting here on the weekend and thinking into next week. It should be quite an interesting week. Last week was more of a finding direction type week. This is the Euro USD here, and now we've got a series of higher lows and lower highs forming. So we've got a definite change in direction from uptrend to downtrend on the euro dollar and many of the other pairs as well. Look at the pound, look at the Aussie, look at the Kiwi, look at the CAD. It all seems to be moving back towards this general direction. If I just blow up this USD chart here, maybe we're moving back to this general flow. So this is what we're going to have. Maybe we can start focusing on that. Our bias is going to be more to the downside, and therefore on these looking to buy USD or on the Euro USD, Pound USD, those sorts of pairs looking to short those pairs. Now, a couple of things we need to remember going into the week is Australia is currently having its elections, and should be an interesting, it looks like it's going to be a very close race, closest for decades, and we might see from next week that Australia's going to have multiple parties making up their government. That'll be interesting to see, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Aussie dollar going into next week. I'm more of a sort of trader that's willing to, you might turn up and trade any form of gap very short term, but I'd rather let the Aussie settle down and really provide some direction based on the fundamental geopolitical news, and then make a trade based on that. Another pair that's very interesting is this Swissy. Is this guy lying to us, or what's going on here? But it's sticking with its general Swissy strength. We've got the euro and the Swissy moving in the same direction here. Usually not the case, but it's been more the case more often than not. So read into this what you like, but looks like maybe a little flight to safety. A lot of people seem to be depositing their money in Switzerland right now. Probably not what we want to see. We'd like to see this direction, people taking their money out of Switzerland. But it seems people are, I don't know, worried about what's happening here. Maybe they're worried about what's happening with things like oil. Oil's coming down, which would point, I think, towards more USD strength. This is the oil's futures charts for December. Look at the Dow, guys. Let's go to the Dow daily chart. It's, I think, found direction in the last week as well, and we're heading down on that. So I think things are about to happen in this market, and I think, high level, I think it's worth looking at building trade plans around USD strength. I think that's where the next moves are going to be in these currency markets. Okay, looking at the, taking a quick look at the NASDAQ while we're here, that's been very down as well. So, going back to our euro that I was looking at, the reason why I've been looking at this euro is, let me just go back to the daily chart here. I just want to bring up the weekly chart. This thing, I think, has got most potential to the downside now. Just looking at the weekly chart, if we pull Fibonacci out, just the new version of GFT here, just acts a little bit differently. Of the move down from late last year in November, okay, we've pulled back to a 382 to 50% zone of that chart, and now got red, and that's also that change of trend on the daily chart. I think that's our best. That tells me that there's a very good chance that we're just going to continue riding this weekly 5 to the downside, maybe get a little pullback, tag this weekly 21, and then we're going to continue this. And I really think there's a good chance that we're going to come down, break 120, and we can continue this. Technically, that's what it's really starting to look like. So, going into next week, in the week, how am I going to play this? What sort of trade plans am I going to be looking for? Well, obviously I've got a new trend on the daily chart, so I'm looking to short pairs like this one. I'll be more than happy to see if we get a gap on Monday. Very hard to tell. Maybe we'll get a gap. You can trade that short term. But I'm going to be looking for this sort of thing, guys. I'm going to be looking to spot trade my way off 4-hour charts, off 4-hour 5 EMAs. A 4-hour 5 EMA is also going to be in the vicinity of a 15-minute 21 or 55. And trade plans short around those areas. If those areas don't hold and we get further pullbacks, well then I'll look to trade off the daily 5. Okay, daily 5's coming down through here, maybe it wants to ride that, so on Monday we might see a pullback on a green candle, further move down. If that's the case, I'd like to get around to the daily 5, see some confirmation on a 15-minute chart, change of trend, and then take further shots down. I'm also open to this, might form during the week, guys, is maybe we could fib this little drop here so far, and we could quite easily get something like this play out, so we could get a green week possibly, but then maybe back to 130, something along those lines. And if we get up to this area, guys, later in the week, I mean, I'll make some other videos, we'll keep you updated. If we do something like that on a daily chart, I'll be looking for a 4-hour change of trend in that area, and then I'll be looking to short. So if we go over to a 4-hour chart and we fib the drop, I'll be looking for something along these lines. Just going to pull this chart across here. Maybe I'm looking for a little 4-hour trend, so maybe we could spot trade and swing trade our way up. And then maybe around 130, the 4-hour to show signs that it wants to change trend, and then maybe look to take a shot on a lower high on the 4-hour if I want to be aggressive. We'll wait for another swing and take a shot maybe around 129.50, 129, and definitely have a short bias. And I'll be looking to really ride this to the downside. Now I've got the daily trend to the downside. I'm more than happy that we're going to come down. It's going to be my bias, and if I can get short, I'm going to really try and hold on, see what happens. I really think the way these currency markets are moving is once they get some direction, they seem to gain momentum, and off they go. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I'll keep you updated in the week. We might as well follow the euro. The other reason why I'm following this euro, by the way, before I wrap this video up, is check out the euro pound, guys. There's a lot of relative pound strength. You can short the pound if you want, but we're making these lower lows, lower highs consistently on the euro pound. That folks, spells to me that the pound is relatively stronger. Although the pound's going to come down, I think the euro is the best horse if it gives it the opportunities. Okay, so I'll keep you updated in the week. Have yourselves a good start to if you're trading. Watch that Aussie with those elections, should be interesting. I'll probably just sit back and watch. Might play the little short-term gap game if there's something there, but then let it show direction, and maybe midweek look to form some trade plans and see how things pan out. I'll keep you updated. Have yourselves a good week. Cheers.